My name is Jane. I am 32 years old. Not long ago, my life was very different. I had a husband. His name was Mark. We were married for 7 years. 7 happy years. Or so I thought. We lived in a small house with a blue door. We had a little garden. Mark loved to grow tomatoes there. I loved to make sauce with his tomatoes. Our life was simple. It was comfortable. I thought it was perfect. I remember our wedding day. I wore a white dress. He wore a dark suit. We were young. We were so happy. We promised to love each other forever. Forever. That is a very long time. I believed in forever. I believed in our forever. We had routines. Every morning, Mark made coffee. I made toast. We ate breakfast together. We talked about our day. Or sometimes we just sat in comfortable silence. In the evenings, we watched movies. Or we read books, side by side on our big, soft sofa. On weekends, we went for walks. We visited our families. We dreamed about the future. Maybe we would have children one day. Maybe we would travel. Our dreams were connected. Our lives were connected. I felt safe. I felt loved. I thought my happy world would last. Always. Then, one morning, everything changed. It was a Tuesday. Just a normal Tuesday. The sun was shining. Birds were singing outside our window. I woke up and Mark was not in bed. This was not usual. He always woke me up with coffee. I got out of bed. I called his name. Mark, are you there? I went downstairs. The kitchen was empty. No smell of coffee. No Mark. I saw a suitcase near the front door. A big suitcase. His suitcase. My heart started to beat fast. Very fast. What was happening? He came out of our bedroom then. He was carrying another bag. His face was serious. He did not look at me. Not really. He looked at the floor. He looked at the wall. He looked everywhere but at me. Mark? I said. My voice was small. I felt a strange fear in my stomach. What are you doing? Where are you going with those bags? He finally looked at me. His eyes were sad. Or maybe just empty. I don't know. Jane, he said. His voice was quiet. I am leaving. Leaving? What did he mean, leaving? Leaving for work? Leaving for a trip? But the bags, the look on his face, I did not understand. Leaving where? I asked. When will you be back? He shook his head slowly. I am not coming back, Jane. Those words, those 5 words. I am not coming back. They hit me like a wall. I could not breathe. I could not think. This was not real. This could not be real. This was a dream. A very bad dream. I would wake up soon. Mark would be there. He would be making coffee. But I was not dreaming. This was real. What? Why? I managed to whisper. My legs felt weak. I wanted to sit down, but I just stood there, frozen. I can't do this anymore, he said. He looked away again. I'm not happy. I haven't been happy for a long time. Not happy? How could he not be happy? We had a good life. We laughed together. We made plans. Did I miss something? Was I so blind? My mind was racing. So many questions. So much confusion. But why didn't you say anything? I asked. Tears started to fill my eyes. We could have talked. We could have fixed it. He sighed. A long, tired sigh. There's nothing to fix, Jane. It's just over. I need something different. He picked up his suitcase. He walked to the door. Don't go, I begged. The tears were falling now. Please, Mark, don't do this. Think about us. Think about everything. He stopped at the door. He turned his head slightly. Goodbye, Jane, he said. And then he opened the door. He walked out. He closed the blue door behind him. The door we painted together. He was gone. Just like that, he walked away. He walked away forever. My happy world was gone. It shattered into a million tiny pieces. Right there, in our kitchen, on a sunny Tuesday morning, I stood there for a long time. I don't know how long. The tears kept coming. My body was shaking. I looked at the space where his suitcase was. It was empty now, like my heart, like my future. The house was so quiet, too quiet. The silence was deafening. I could hear my own heart breaking. I walked into the living room, our sofa, our books. I walked into our bedroom. His side of the bed was empty. His clothes were gone from the closet. His toothbrush was gone from the bathroom. It was like he was never there, like our 7 years never happened. I fell onto the bed and cried. I cried for hours. I cried until I had no more tears. I felt so lost, so alone, so confused, heartbroken. That word is not big enough for what I felt. My whole life had been Mark, our life together. Now, there was just me, and a big empty space. The first few days were a blur. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep much. When I did sleep, I had bad dreams. I woke up reaching for him, but he wasn't there. The emptiness beside me was a cold reminder. My friends called. My family called. My mom came over. She tried to comfort me. She cooked for me. She made me eat a little. She listened to me cry. She said, "It will be okay, Jane. You are strong." But I didn't feel strong. I felt broken. I felt like a little boat lost in a big stormy sea. No land in sight, no direction, just waves of sadness, waves of pain. Going to work was hard. I worked at a small library. I loved my job. I loved books. But it was hard to pretend everything was okay. It was hard to smile. My colleagues were kind. They knew something was wrong. I told them Mark left. They looked at me with sad eyes. They said they were sorry. Everything reminded me of him. A song on the radio, a type of coffee in the supermarket, the way someone laughed. It was like little knives in my heart. Each memory was painful. I thought about our last holiday. We went to the beach. We held hands. We watched the sunset. He told me he loved me. Was that a lie? Was everything a lie? I kept asking myself, why? Why did he leave? Why didn't he tell me he was unhappy? Did I do something wrong? Was I not a good wife? These questions went around and around in my head. They gave me no peace. He said he needed something different. What did that mean? Was I not enough? I wanted to be angry. Sometimes I was. I was angry at him for leaving, for breaking his promise, for destroying our life, for not talking to me. But mostly, I just felt sad. A deep, heavy sadness that sat on my chest. It made it hard to breathe. The nights were the worst. The house felt so big, so empty. I missed his warmth beside me. I missed his arm around me. I missed hearing him breathe. I started sleeping with a pillow clutched in my arms. It was a poor substitute. Months passed, slowly. Each day was a struggle. Getting out of bed was a struggle. Facing the world was a struggle. But I did it. One day at a time, one foot in front of the other. My mom was right about one thing. I had to keep going. I started to talk to a therapist, a kind woman named Sarah. She listened to me. She helped me understand my feelings. She told me it was okay to grieve. She said it was like a death. The death of my marriage. The death of my dreams. It was a loss. A big loss. And it was okay to feel sad. It was okay to feel angry. It was okay to feel lost. She also told me it wasn't my fault. Mark made his choice. I couldn't control his choices. I could only control my own. This was hard to accept. I wanted a reason. I wanted to fix it, but there was nothing to fix. He was gone. Slowly, very slowly, I started to do small things for myself. I started to cook again, just for me. It felt strange at first. Cooking for one. Eating alone at the small kitchen table. But sometimes I put on some music, and it was okay. I started going for walks. Not our old routes. New routes. I discovered new streets in my town. I found a little park with a pond. I watched the ducks. The fresh air felt good. The sun on my face felt good. Small things. But they helped. One day, my friend Amy called. "Jane," she said, "there's a pottery class starting next week. Do you want to come with me?" Pottery? I had never done pottery. I wasn't very artistic. "I don't know, Amy," I said. "I'm not sure." "Come on," she said. "It will be fun. It will be something different. You need something different." Something different. Those were Mark's words. But maybe Amy was right. Maybe I did need something different, a different focus, a different activity. So I said yes. I went to the pottery class. It was in a small studio. There were about 10 people there. The teacher was nice. She showed us how to work with the clay. It was messy. My hands got covered in wet brown clay. At first, I was clumsy. My pots were lopsided. They collapsed. I laughed. It felt good to laugh. A real laugh. Amy was good at it. Her pots were beautiful. I was not good. But it didn't matter. I liked the feeling of the clay in my hands. I liked focusing on something new. For a few hours, I didn't think about Mark. I didn't think about my empty house. I just thought about the clay. I kept going to the pottery class every week. My pots got a little better. Not perfect, but better. I made a small blue bowl. It was a bit crooked, but I made it with my own hands. I took it home and put it on my kitchen table. I put fruit in it. It made me smile. A small, wobbly smile. But it was a start. Then came our wedding anniversary. 7 years. It would have been 8 years. The day was hard. I woke up feeling that heavy sadness again. I remembered our wedding. I looked at our wedding photo. We looked so young, so hopeful. I cried. I didn't want to be alone that day. I called Amy. "Can we do something?" I asked. "Of course," she said. We went for a long walk in the countryside. We talked. I told her how I was feeling. She listened. She didn't try to fix it. She just walked with me. She was a good friend. That evening, I did something I hadn't done in a long time. I cooked a nice meal for myself. I lit a candle. I put on soft music. I ate my dinner slowly. I thought about the past 7 years. There were happy memories. I couldn't deny that. But that life was over. Now I had to build a new life. For myself, I was not easy. Some days were still very hard. Sometimes I saw a couple holding hands, or a family laughing together, and my heart ached. I still missed Mark sometimes. I missed the life we had, or the life I thought we had. But the sharp pain started to fade. It became a dull ache. Sometimes I could go a whole day without crying. Sometimes I even felt a little bit happy, like when I finished a good book, or when I made a good pot in my pottery class, or when I had a good laugh with Amy. I started to redecorate my house, our house. Now it was my house. I painted the living room a new color, a warm yellow. I bought new cushions for the sofa. I moved the furniture around. I wanted it to feel like my space, not our space. One day, I was cleaning out the closet in the spare room. I found a box. It was full of Mark's old things. Things he didn't take with him. Old photos, letters, a t-shirt. I sat on the floor and looked through them. I felt a wave of sadness. But it was different this time. It wasn't overwhelming. It was just sad. I decided it was time to let go. I packed up the box. I donated some things to charity. I threw some things away. It felt like closing a chapter. A long, important chapter. But a chapter that was finished. Life started to feel a little more normal. I went to work. I met friends. I continued my pottery class. I even started a small garden in the backyard. I planted flowers. Bright, colorful flowers. It made me happy to see them grow. One afternoon, I was at the library. A little girl came to my desk. She wanted a book about stars. I helped her find one. She smiled at me, a big, happy smile, and I smiled back, a real smile. I felt a little spark of joy. It was small, but it was there. I realized I was changing. The heartbroken lost Jane was still a part of me, but she wasn't all of me anymore. I was becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone who could survive, someone who could find joy again, even after her world fell apart. It took a long time, more than a year, maybe 2. Healing is not a race. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes kindness to yourself. There were setbacks, days when I felt like I was back at the beginning, but I learned to be gentle with myself on those days. I learned that it was okay to not be okay sometimes. Started to think about my future again. Not our future, my future. What did I want? What made me happy? I didn't have all the answers, but I was starting to ask the questions, and that felt good. I learned that I am stronger than I thought. I learned that I can be alone, but not lonely. I learned that happiness can come from small things. A good cup of tea, a sunny day, a finished pot, a flower blooming in my garden. I still don't know why Mark left. Not really. Maybe he was truly unhappy. Maybe he needed something I couldn't give him. I stopped trying to understand it. I started to accept it. It was part of my story. But it was not my whole story. My happy world, the one I had with Mark, was gone. Yes, that is true. But I built a new world, a different world. It's not always perfect. It has scars. It has memories of sadness. But it's my world. And it's okay. It's more than okay. It's good. Sometimes I still feel a pang of sadness when I think about him, about what we lost. But it doesn't consume me anymore. I can look back at the good memories and smile, without the sharp pain. I can wish him well, wherever he is, and I can focus on my own life, my own happiness. If you are listening to my story, maybe you are going through something hard. Maybe you feel heartbroken and lost, like I did. Please know this: you are not alone. So many of us have felt that way. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel like your world has ended. But please also know this: it will get better. It truly will. It takes time. So much time. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Take small steps, one day at a time. Find little things that bring you a tiny bit of comfort, a tiny bit of joy. A walk, a hobby, a friend. Your story is not over. Even when a big chapter ends, even when it ends in a painful way, you can write a new chapter. You can build a new world for yourself. A world where you can be happy again. You are stronger than you think. You can do this. I still live in the house with the blue door. But it feels different now. It feels like my home. I still make tomato sauce, but I grow my own tomatoes now. My garden is full of flowers. My pottery bowls are on the shelves. My life is different, but it is good. It is my life, and I am okay. I am more than okay. I am Jane, and I am moving forward. Thank you for listening to my story. Keep believing in yourself. Your new chapter is waiting.